Yo gamers, what's good? It's me, Jackson, and it is the end of 2024. So I thought, what better way to round out the year than by doing what every other video game channel is doing, by making a list of my favorite games from this year. Now I do have a few criteria. First off, I will not be including any re-releases, so this includes remasters such as Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, or remakes like Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. This isn't to knock on their quality or say they're not worth it or any sort of slander. They're actually all very good, but I just want to focus on where the industry is at right now so that I can critique and praise the ideas in 2024 rather than those from 10 or 20 years ago. Okay, my second criteria is that I will not be including any DLC expansions, so no Splatoon 3 side order. It is really fun though, and I highly recommend it. Finally, I have not played every Nintendo game from this year. Although I own Another Code R and Mario & Luigi Brothership, I have not yet beat either of them, so forgive me. Okay, with all the gay rules out of the way, let's get into my list with number 5, Endless Ocean Luminous. Now, I actually made a video review for this game, so you can check that out for my more in-depth thoughts, but basically, this is a very fun swimming simulation game. Swimulation? Okay, I'm killing myself. Anyways, it's very peaceful. The online multiplayer is actually kind of fun. The presentation and the audio are really relaxing, and in general, I just had a fun time with this game. It's really fun to just turn on and relax with. Okay, number 4, Princess Peach Showtime. Alright, so I'm not trying to get too political here, but going into Princess Peach Showtime, a lot of the Western Nintendo fandom was really trying to gaslight this game as being, the biggest thing ever, because finally, it's about time that Nintendo gives Peach her own game. You know the talking points. But as for me, I just wanted to play a good video game. So, did Nintendo deliver? Well, in my opinion, yes. Although the game has been criticized for being shallow and very easy, I don't consider those to be deal breakers necessarily, because what it lacks in depth and difficulty, Princess Peach Showtime more than makes up for in heart and personality. There's just so many of those cute Nintendo moments that really nobody else could craft, and there's a lot of really neat mechanics going on here. While they might be simple, I appreciated the variety, and I actually think that this game serves as a very strong foundation for a potential Princess Peach Showtime spin-off series going forward. All they have to do is think of more costumes for Peach, which would give her new abilities, new theater set designs for locations, and basically that's it. That's all you need to keep building upon this series. But yeah, those are my quick thoughts on Princess Peach Showtime. Next up, number 3, speaking of girl bosses, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. Now I am planning on making a full video review for this game a little bit later down the line, so I'll keep this brief. I was cautiously optimistic going into Echoes of Wisdom because the main copy and paste mechanic seemed like it could break any sense of balance. With that said though, not only did the copy-paste mechanic work really well, but the crowning achievement of this title is how elegantly it blended the traditional Zelda gameplay formula and the open-air Zelda gameplay formula. I've never seen it handled this well before, and for Zelda fans that might feel a little burned by Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom's very open-ended progression system, I think this is the game for you. Honestly, they did a great job at appeasing both sides. Anyways, I'll make a full video on it later, but this was a really good game. Okay, number 2 is Famicom Detective Club Emio the Smiling Man. Now it's kind of funny because prior to 2024, the only visual novel game that I had any experience with was Doki Doki Literature Club. And that was a ton of fun to play with friends and watch the GOAT Etika livestream back in the day, rest in peace. But I actually didn't really see the appeal of this genre outside of that game. That is until I met one man by the name of Phoenix Wright. So I got super into the Ace Attorney trilogy at the beginning of this summer, and it's really funny because as I was about to start Trials and Tribulations, I went ahead and just picked up Famicom Detective Club 1 and 2 on the Switch eShop. I had faith that since they were Nintendo visual novels, they were likely going to be very good, and I was just getting myself ready for more visual novel goodness after I finished the Ace Attorney trilogy. Well, Wouldn't you know, right around this time, Nintendo started releasing teaser videos for a game called Emio. And about 1 week later, it was revealed that this Emio game was actually a brand new installment, the first in over 30 years, for the Famicom Detective Club series. Really, how perfect is that timing? The summer that I get into visual novels is the summer that Nintendo decides to make a new visual novel. Really just the best timing ever. And yeah, this game is fantastic. I don't think I would quite put it above Trials and Tribulations as my favorite visual novel, but it's not far beneath that. Definitely the best in the Famicom Detective Club trilogy, and there are just so many fantastic narrative twists and turns that this story takes you on. For starters, the premise is already super engaging. There's sort of this urban legend of Emio the Smiling Man, and you have to figure out how he's connected to real life murders. And as the story progresses, you meet a lot of really interesting and engaging characters. The presentation and the audio is just top notch, and the story swells to this super epic climax that is just so great. Then, after you beat the game, there's actually an entire epilogue that I don't want to say too much on, because prior to seeing that epilogue, I was thinking, okay, this is a solid 8 or 9 out of 10 game. After that epilogue, it's honestly probably a 10 for me. This is such a fantastic title, and I highly recommend it to anybody looking to embark on a great story. It is so good. Alrighty, so at long last, after 7.5 minutes, I am going to tell you the number 1 Nintendo Switch game of 2024. Like I said at the beginning, I will not be considering re-releases for this list. However, I would be remiss if I didn't say anything about Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door has transcended the video game status to me and is easily the most influential piece of media in my life. This game is seriously phenomenal. I've been out here doing actual evangelical work to spread the good news of Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door to so many people. I bought it for like 5 different people now because I'm just trying to let people see the light that is this game. It was truly a miracle that Nintendo decided to remake this title, especially after all that Paper Mario has gone through across the last 10 years. And I finally feel like there's a chance that the series will be back on the right track. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into number 1, Super Mario Party Jamboree, baby! This game is so good! Speaking of Nintendo series that have had crazy comebacks, Mario Party. The Mario Party series underwent an experimental and dark ages period from around 2008-2009 until 2018. This long decade nightmare really felt like it was never going to end until 2018 gave us Super Mario Party. I know the game has some critics, and I definitely don't think the boards are that great, but this was an undeniable course correction. If Super Mario Party was shifting to face the right direction, then Mario Party Superstars in 2021 was starting to take that walk and go down the road to redemption, because this game was a complete return to form. It was a collection of remade boards and mini games, and there are no strings attached. This is just a fantastic Mario Party game. But of course, all of us Mario Party fans were hoping, praying, and dreaming that the next new Mario Party game would build off of the legacy of the traditional Mario Party formula that we just got to revisit with Mario Party Superstars. And lo and behold, the gods at Nintendo decided to answer our pleas, because Mario Party Jamboree is everything and more we could have wished for. There are a ton of different modes, and I just gotta give a quick shout out to Koopathlon and the Bowser Blast mode. I don't actually remember exactly what it's called, but those two gotta be series staples going forward. It's funny because Koopathlon is actually basically the exact same thing as Coinathlon from Mario Party Star Rush on the 3DS. A game that I'm pretty sure 3 people in the world, I'm one of them, actually owned and played. But that was like one of the only good things that came out from that experimental era of Mario Party, and I'm really happy they brought it back. The Bowser Blast mode is also just really fun too, so both great additions. But of course, where it all matters is the actual Mario Party. not only are there over 110 mini-games and 7 boards, but they're all great. Especially the boards. I have got to give it up to the boards of Super Mario Party Jamboree. First off, I'm actually a big fan of the new approach they're taking. They're kind of going down the Mario Kart Super Smash Bros. Route, where in addition to creating some new boards, they also remake some of the older ones. This is brilliant because Mario Party has a lot of great retro content, and I think that it would be really fun to remake this and bring it back so that, you know, we can not only see it in beautiful new visuals and great new music, but also new people can experience that. However, it's not just about reliving the glory days, because I'm just gonna say it, this is the best lineup of original boards we've ever gotten in a Mario Party game. Seriously, all 5 of these boards are so great. And 7, such a sweet number, you know? Such a sweet, beautiful number. 7 boards. 5 boards in Mario Party Superstars, I think was just a little bit too little. But I think 8 boards in the original Mario Party, although that is awesome, is, you know, we don't necessarily need to have 8 boards. 6 or 7 is where it's at. That's just enough to keep the variety rolling, but also, you know, they can still make them high quality. You don't feel like you're going for a quantity over quality sort of thing. And then there's the mini games. I actually don't think the original mini games are the best in Mario Party Jamboree. They're pretty good. There's a lot of good ones, and I really like the Jamboree Ally mini games, but you know, there's actually quite a few mini games I'm sort of indifferent on. However, I still think they're really strong, and with just so many of them, you can't go wrong. I also love that they remade a few mini games and brought them back. That's super cool, and I think that's another thing they can do going forward. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm rambling, but as somebody who loves Mario Party and like honestly considers it to be one of the best multiplayer experiences you can have, it was just a dream come true. Thank you again for listening, and let me know what your top 5 games are in the comment below. See ya!